Hey, fellow babies, welcome to Pachter Factor Live on SIFTD.net. Those of you who are Patreon patrons or YouTube subscribers, thank you. You are keeping us afloat. You're keeping Shane stocked up with his macaroni and cheese meals. And if you are doing that, we appreciate it. Whether you're doing that or not, if you can't afford it, no problem. But if you have an Amazon Prime account, please link it to your Twitch Prime account. That's an extra $2.50 a month to Shane. So it's easy to do and it costs you nothing. So you can actually help us out by linking those accounts. It's not hard. There are instructions on how to do so in the show description below. So check it out. It's 3 clicks. You got to do it every month. So if you haven't done it in a while, do it again, please. Every time you do that, like I said, Shane gets $2.50. So do it again, and you're keeping us afloat. Otherwise, if you have no money and no Amazon Prime, I get it. You're watching this a week late, but at least you get to watch it on YouTube. All right, let's get on to today's question, which is, how good is Battlefield? Those numbers, 7 million units in the first week, apparently a Battlefield record. I can tell you that every Battlefield has sold between 7 and 15 million, 18 million units lifetime. I think 18 is the highest, actually. The 7 million norm obviously didn't sell 7 million in 5 days or in a week, whatever it's been. The 18 million was a sneaky surprise. That was the one that was World War I. It really did well. And it was sneaky. People didn't expect it to be good. It got good reviews and sales kept going. So, this is the biggest first week launch ever. I will say there's more anticipation for this game because it's followed a couple of bad Battlefields. They've done a really good job with how they've done Battlefield Labs and done the beta testing. So they've had a lot of people in to see the game over the last month or so. And so personally, I think 7 million is a bad number. I think bad. I think it means they're going to sell 15 total, not 18. I do not expect this to be the biggest seller ever. And to put that in context, Call of Duty sells 25 million pretty much every single year. Its record is 40. Activision used to put out a number, when they did $1 billion in sales, and that has literally happened 2 weeks after launch. $1 billion, they tend to use retail sales, means about 13 million units, 14 million units at $70. So they've sold 14 million in 2 weeks, more than once. And this thing, 7 million in a week, is not selling 7 million the second week. So odds are it's going to sell 2 million this week, and then 1 million next week, and 1 million the next week, and 500,000 the next week, and then a little spike before Christmas. Probably will end up around 15. Is that good? Sure, that's good. It's probably the second biggest Battlefield ever. Is it possible I'm wrong? Sure, but not in the first 6 months. It'll probably have legs, and it really depends upon the live service support that they have for Battlefield. So if they consistently drop good content, good maps, good new weapons, good new missions, things to do, then it probably will keep selling. And also watch the price. I mean, you're going to know when the price drops that sales have slowed.
This episode of Pachter Factor is brought to you by DeShazer Ryan Realty. It's time to find out why everyone is buying homes in Montana. Right now, Doug DeShazer has a beautiful single-level home with a triple-car garage available in the best neighborhood in Libby, Montana. This custom 3-bed, 2.5-bath home has a 500-square-foot patio for entertaining. It's built to last with solid wood core doors, Anderson windows, an asphalt driveway, central AC and heat, and a private well to run its sprinkler system. The price was recently reduced, and owner financing is available with 20% down. No matter where you're looking to buy in the US, Doug DeShazer is licensed to help. Make him your real estate consultant at 406-291-1643. That's Doug DeShazer at 406-291-1643, or go to LibbyMontanaRealEstate.com.
But this is a good number. Now, what does it mean for the Saudi acquisition of EA? A lot of people were talking about the Saudis are making this bid before Battlefield because Battlefield's going to be so huge, and when Battlefield sells 25 million or 50 million or 100 million units, the Saudis will know they got a deal. Let's be real. EA generates about $2 billion in what they call cash flow. They're paying 27 times cash flow. So the Saudis are not buying this for financial reasons. And Battlefield selling 15 million, I'd say that's probably around the expected number. So, net, it's probably about exactly what the Saudis expected. But they're not buying EA for cash flow. They're buying EA because they actually want to create jobs in Saudi Arabia, not soon, over the next 10 or 20 years. And over time, I think they're going to move some operations like quality testing, like art, like animation to Saudi Arabia. So they're not doing it for cash flow reasons. The Battlefield sales, like I said, as expected. I'm pretty sure I had 15 million in my model. Not a special number, nothing crazy. There has been some noise about the acquisition. We had two senators, Richard Blumenthal from Connecticut and Elizabeth Warren from Massachusetts, who are raising concerns about the Saudis owning an American business. I'll let you in on a secret, and I am a Democrat, and I'm a pretty liberal Democrat. Those two people don't matter. As much as I like each of them, they are a minority in the Senate. They're only two. There are only 47 Democrats in the Senate out of 153 Republicans. So there's no chance that those two are going to block this merger. How do we actually get this deal done and get it over the hump? Hey, wait a minute. Let's let one of our investors be Trump's son-in-law. If you do that, now the Trump family is being enriched, and Donald Trump is going to say what a great merger it is and what a brilliant strategist Jared Kushner is, and the FTC is not going to do anything to upset Trump, so the deal will happen. Elizabeth Warren might be right, and Richard Blumenthal might be right. There might be some censorship. They might, the Saudis might exert control, and you might have things that come out differently than they would have had it just been owned by U.S. shareholders. But the government's not going to stop it. Not going to happen. So this deal's going through. The idea was that the deal would close by June. I think that's pretty aggressive, just because we're in October. It could happen by June. More likely it'll happen by August or September, about a year. And I saw a bunch of reporting that the Saudis were going to slash jobs. That's irresponsible reporting. They're wrong. The Saudis are not buying this for financial reasons. They don't care about EA's cost structure. They're not doing this to cut jobs. That was just bad reporting. This is not a financial deal. This is a strategic deal. So Call of Duty doesn't put out numbers since the Microsoft since Microsoft acquired Activision. But if Call of Duty typically sells 25 million, that's probably 4 million on PC and 21 million on console, and it's probably 15 million on PlayStation and 6 on Xbox. And putting it free on Game Pass takes the number down by 6, period. Just does. No person who owns an Xbox is going to buy that instead of doing Game Pass. It just doesn't make any sense. So realistically, that game is probably going to sell about the same number of units as Battlefield. Is Battlefield competition for it? Absolutely. But not very many people buy Call of Duty every single year. Probably 10 million buy it every single year, and another 15 million buy it every 2 years, and another 20 million buy it every 3 years. And that's kind of how you get to the 25 million year in and year out. And so the same core 10 million who buy it every year are going to buy it this year. Will Battlefield block some of the people who buy it every other year and they'll skip it this year? Sure. So could sales be down to 15 million and Battlefield sell 16 and eke out a victory? Absolutely. Who's going to tell us that? Circana? Sure. Because all the it's the old MPD, because all MPD is perfectly reliable forever because they can count digital copies. Spoiler alert, no, they can't. They'll make up some shit, and they may tell you that Call of Duty was outsold by Battlefield or vice versa. Who cares? I don't care. They're going to probably be about the same size. I can tell you now, more people will play Call of Duty because it's free on Game Pass. And again, Microsoft's going the wrong way with Game Pass. I've done prior episodes about this. They're raising the price. That's not the way to grow. So, but I will tell you, if you're paying $30 a month for Game Pass, you are absolutely downloading Call of Duty. I mean, that's why you did it. So again, all those people, and I'm guessing there's 5 million of them, are going to access Call of Duty. Microsoft will figure out their way. They're not on the right path right now. They have a really good idea with Game Pass. They don't have a good business model. They've got to figure that out. I'm hopeful they'll watch Pachter Factor and figure out how to do it. I've got all sorts of ideas for them that I will reveal in future episodes. But right now, maybe Battlefield outsells it. Who cares? Guess what? GTA is going to outsell both of them by 2x combined. So GTA is going to sell 50 or 60 million units the first year. So who cares what number one is this holiday? Everybody's looking forward to GTA. That matters much, much more. Okay, fellow babies, thank you for joining us on Pachter Factor Live. Again, if you are a Patreon patron or a YouTube subscriber, thank you so much. You are keeping Shane afloat, and he's able to continue to produce these episodes. If you are doing that or not, please remember to link your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch Prime account. That is free for you. Amazon pays. You pay nothing. It's part of your subscription, so take advantage of that. Amazon will pay Shane, but you have to redo it every month. So check out the instructions in the show description below. Link your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch Prime account. It's 3 clicks. Once you've done that, Shane gets paid. Do it again next month. If you don't have a Twitch Prime account, create one. It's not that hard. And link the accounts to keep this thing happening. Thanks for joining us. I will see you on Pachter Factor Live next week.